Hey everyone, hey everyone. It is Elson 932 on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. Oh, please pardon my Rudolph the Red Nose. I have a little bit of a sniffle. I'm trying for it not to get into anything further, but hey, we are here. And that's why I'm trying to experiment with a little earlier time so that I could go rest up so this doesn't go any further. But let's see who's here. Yes. Hey, Delphine Azul. She says, wondering if I need wine or popcorn for this. Okay. Wonder if you need wine. I said it's a little too early, but hey, we are all grown. It is 6 p.m. somewhere. Hey, Sam. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. Delphine is like, yeah, I got my glasses. She's double handing it. Okay. She's double handing it already. Hey, Ari, glad to see you. Glad to have you here. Delphine, if you are dancing with the intro, please do not dance with the wine in your hand unless it has a cover. What we are not going to tolerate around here is spilling the alcoholic beverages. Okay? That's one thing I will not tolerate. I was saying I'm feeling good. It's just a sniffle I came on today, just a sniffle. And I'm like, what the heck? But I had some black pepper I was throwing in to my eggs this morning, and it just like poof. And I was like, why am I sniffling? I usually sniffle whenever I have pepper, but this is seeming like something else. But hey, hey, it's after 8 p.m. here in London, so wine is fine. Delphine, I know you don't need my permission to do what you want to do, but here is and I recognize the picture, but I don't recognize the name as YouTube has it. But baby girl is saying it is 8 p.m. in London. So you are fine with your wine. I'm a true girl. I got to be here. This is fam. This is a good time. This is what's going to make me feel better. But we are here for unsolicited advice, y'all. And for unsolicited advice, I go and pick up the stories out there on the internet, and we do give our unsolicited advice. Because the people didn't ask us directly for our advice, it is called unsolicited advice. So we are here. There are 4 items. We are going to go from nice and mild to really spicy, and I have a little bit of a treat. If you are not a member, we have a treat. Shay's Royal. Thank you so much for telling me, because YouTube is trying all kinds of weird things. We're gonna do something a little bit fun. This is Sunday. It is Sunday Fun Day, and many people are going to their church services today. So in members, we have the date or dump, where we see the video, the 80s video of a bachelor or bachelorette, and I'm sure y'all gonna love them tomorrow night, y'all. It has already been selected and already downloaded. I'm excited. We also have signs, and we also do a little bit of spicy unsolicited advice. So I do have a sign today from a church, a sign from a local church that I found very, very interesting. So let me show you. This is a taste of what we do in members. This is quite mild to the signs I show in members, okay? Members, we got 2 signs tomorrow that may blow your wig back. This one says Riverside Church, Riverside Baptist Church. It says, spend your Sunday here and the rest of the week beating off the devil with both hands. Okay, Riverside Baptist. This is their sign as shown on the internet. Spend your Sunday here and the rest of the week beating off the devil with both hands. Okay. I don't know what exactly they're talking about. My mind goes straight to the gutter because you said both hands. But we could be, as Delphine is doing, having 2 glasses of wine, 1 in each hand. We could be drinking that. Or, I don't know who approved this. What is the approval process for this? Okay. How does the church decide what goes on the sign outside? because clearly pastor don't know what it is until he's driving by, or clearly somebody's approving it that doesn't really know what it could mean to the rest of us in the world driving by. Okay. What could this mean to the rest of the world while we're driving by? Right. Where is the PR team, Sam, for the church? Where are they? Where's HR for the church? Okay, because it may be volunteer, so you ain't got no HR department. But daggone it. Is that what we're calling it now? Is that what we're calling it? Delphine, that is exactly where my mind went. Okay, with both hands. With both hands, Delphine. That's what got me. I said, ooh, okay, we're having a good time. We are having a good time. But that is just a sliver. That's just a sliver of what we do as members. That is a very tame, that's a very tame sign. Let the members in here tell you it is a very tame sign compared to what we talk about. But why would I want to spend the rest of the week fighting with two hands? To have an enjoyable week, shares Royal. Okay, to have an enjoyable week. Some people enjoy it with both hands. Okay. Oh my God, the church is supposed to be teaching you how to handle your business. But I don't think it's that kind of business we're supposed to be talking about. So let's get to the first piece of unsolicited advice here. Let me make sure the format is together. Let's get to the first one. It says, how do I get my partner, okay, to clean up after themselves? This is a 24-year-old female, okay? How do I get my 24-year-old female partner to clean up after themselves? So this person is a 36-year-old non-binary. That's what the N and the B stands for. They are non-binary. So we've been living together since December, and things have only gone downhill regards to them cleaning up after themselves. It feels like it's something I have to constantly bring up, and I can tell that every time I do, it irritates them. I've tried to approach them once. I've calmed down and tried to explain that it really bothers me. I've tried to get them to focus on specific chores to see if that could help them focus on what needs to be done. They made an unrealistic cleaning calendar that they shared with me, then didn't mention or make any effort on any of it. When they do clean, it's half-arsed. And if I bring that up, they get upset as well. Not to mention their dogs. They never vacuum. They rarely do laundry. So I'm constantly doing the sheets, and I feel like I might go insane with all of the dog hair. I think I even resent the dogs for being so messy and getting their hair everywhere when I'm the only one who cleans our spaces. I don't know what else to do, and I'm at my wits' end. This is about the dogs again. This is about the dogs again. Are they on the lease? Because if not, kick them out. Yes, kick them out. Okay? Kick them out. If they didn't learn childhood, they ain't gonna learn now. Okay, Shares Royal. Made a list and didn't contribute. Made a list, checked it twice, and didn't follow the list. They're gonna be. We're not gonna be dirty around here. That's what they're saying. That's what we're not gonna do. But they're starting to resent the dogs. But it's the dog's owner. Okay, it's the dog's owner. The dogs are just being dogs. The dogs are just being dogs. Hey, Cheryl, we're just on the first one. You just missed, I give them a little preview on a sign, and this is the first one. 24-year-old female and a 36 non-binary person. They're living together, and the dog is a problem, okay? Or the dogs are a problem, leaving fur everywhere, and the person, their mate, is not cleaning up. They made a list, okay? They made a list and they didn't clean up after themselves. Okay? Yeah, you didn't miss much. So they're trying to figure out how do I figure this out? Ari took my words. I would give them the boot if they're not on the lease contract. I mean, they want the relationship. Okay? This is a 36-year-old non-binary person who has a 24-year-old partner, and there's a problem with the partner. There's a problem with the partner. Partner ain't cleaning up. After their dogs, their hair is everywhere. And the partner resents it if you bring it up. Hey, to go to Africa. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. Good to see you. Yeah. So definitely, the partner is just like, ugh. They made a list. I'll make the list. You want me to make a list and oh, talk about this? Sure, we could do that. Now I'm not doing anything on the list, and not I'm not even checking behind my dogs. Come on now, okay? Mm. The unsolicited advice is, as they have said, if they're not on the lease and you are scrambling taking care of them and their dogs, and the dog hears and is getting all on your nerves, then either they need to leave or you need to leave, or when the lease is over, break up, because you said been living together since December. Well, guess what? December is tomorrow. Okay. So if it's a year lease, then December is tomorrow. So y'all probably, moved in December. So you're gonna have to in the new year have a place and move the heck out and leave them, or have them gone by the end of the holidays. I'm wondering if the writer saw the uncleanliness before they moved in together and were dating. That is a good question, Delphine Azul. We don't know if you've seen this and you ignored it and thought it was cute until you had to clean it up. I never met a person who has this issue where the partner suddenly starts to pull their weight. If they choose to stay in the relationship, they just have to put up with it. So, exactly. So, this been like this since y'all were dating, before y'all moved in together. Unless they had a maid service, unless they lived at their mama's house where mama was the maid service. This been here. And you thought it was cute at first until you had to live with it. Okay? Okay? I love when you read with suspense. Thank you, Delphine. I'm glad I can give you your suspensefulness, okay? Are you saying Delphine Azul? I doubt it. People can put up a mask for at least 3 months if they haven't been living together. They don't see the every single day. They don't see it. Especially if we seeing each other outside and we seeing each other, while we go out to eat. That's it. You're not going to see a lot, okay? But y'all, please put your unsolicited advice in the comments if you are watching this on the replay. And make sure you have hit that like button so we can get to the next one. Let me pull up the next one, because baby girl, either get used to the dog hair. You your bed is laid with dog hair. Either lay in it or get the person and the dog up out of there. Okay. Let's go to the second one. The next one. Okay. It's all about my 44-year-old male boyfriend wants me to move in with him, and I, a 35-year-old female, am not ready. How do I tell my boyfriend that I'm not ready to move in with him? He has 2 kids half the time, and his mother comes and stays with them when he has his kids to help with the chores and dinners. They live in a 3-bedroom townhome. The sleeping arrangements when he has his kids are: his daughter has her own room, his son sleeps in his room with him, and his mom has her own room. He wants me to move in and take his mother's room, and she would move in to the daughter's room. I keep telling him that's not enough space for me there, but he insists and tells me he will move his clothes into his daughter's room to give me more space. This makes me uncomfortable. I'm happy he wants me to be there, but he is kind of giving me an ultimatum. He lives about 40 minutes from me, so it would be nice to live closer, but his house is too full for me. I've been looking for apartments closer to him, but I'm not finding anything that's in my price range that wouldn't be a downgrade. Now he's asking me to spend multiple nights with him when he has his kids. I work from home, but I prefer to have my computer monitors and computer chair. Not to mention, I don't like the idea of the sleeping arrangements. I can't imagine being an 11-year-old girl forced to share a room with my grandma because my dad's girlfriend moved in. We've talked about moving it to his new house that he is building, but it's not built yet. Now I have a lot of pressure to move in or closer to him. It's kind of pushing me away. There's not much I can say for him to understand my concerns. Even just spending the nights and working, from there is too much. I am worried that this will be the end of our relationship. Is there any way to get my boyfriend to understand I'm just not ready for that and won't jeopardize our future together? We keep talking about having goats, a beautiful garden once his house is built, but the current 40 minutes between us seems to be driving us apart. Okay? Okay. Yeah, I know that Shay's Royal. uh, say it all to be held to the no, 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 no. Did I get this right? Move in with him and his mother and kids. Why even consider it? I would have asked him if he was joking. Well, it's his mother comes to help him with the kids that he has half the time. Where does his mother live the other half of the time? That's my question. Where does she live the other half of the time? I have some serious questions about that. You simply have to be honest with him. Tell him kindly, but tell him this. If this ends the relationship, then it already was shaky. Yes, because you're coming in, okay? Here's the thing. He's asking you to move in, but you're not moving in with him. Okay? You having a room at the inn. I'm sorry, y'all. You having a room at the inn because what he said is his mother usually has her own room, the daughter has her own room, and the son is in the room with him. You are not moving into the room with him. You taking over his mama room. So his mama gonna be looking at you sideways because now she got to share with her 11-year-old granddaughter. Then the granddaughter gonna be looking at you sideways because now grandma got to stay up in this room with me because of you. The only one still happy is him and the son because their arrangements ain't changing. So baby girl, yes, he's looking for a second nanny. Sounds like he's looking for a helpmate. He is. You got the kids half the time. He's building a house. Why can't you stay where you are? Because listen, 40-minute drive, I don't see a problem. 40, it's less than an hour. I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem with you driving back and forth to see him on the weekends that the kids are there or not. Okay? How about you test it out a little bit? Test it out a little bit. Go on the weekends they're there because it could be a little bit testy. Why can't the son and daughter share a room, grandma have her own room, and he and you have your room? I mean, that's simple to me. That's simple to me. A mess all the way around. Thank you, Sam. Why does his mom need to help? Sounds like he wants her to help with the kids. uh, is she his girlfriend or roommate? I'm confused. Just say no. Exactly. She needs to put the Britney song "Slave for You" because mm, mm. Yeah, I like that song. But yeah, it sounded like you are the new living help. Cause sound like his mama ain't gonna be there. Why can't he have a bunk bed? Why can't he have a bunk bed on the side in the kids' rooms and the daughter and the son share room? I don't understand. I don't get it. There are details being left out. Hey, Greek Sun 369. If this is your first time here, welcome. I don't recognize the handle, but welcome, welcome. Says if a 40-minute drive is what breaks up a relationship, the relationship was already on life support. Yes, Greek Sun, it was on life support. No resuscitation. Do not resuscitate is in the mix. If the 40 minutes is bothering them, move to the same town, but keep a separate place. Well, that's what she's trying to do. She said she's finding places, but she can't find a place that doesn't feel like a downgrade. That's the thing. She's finding places, but it doesn't, within her budget, but it's hard to find one that doesn't feel like a downgrade. Well, girl, you're going to have to downgrade for him. Either downgrade, move in, which I do not recommend. And if it's a matter of saying, honey, I don't want to move in, and you're building that house, I'm going to have to move out and then back into that house. I don't want to move twice. You know what I'm saying? Let me stay where I am, drive my 40 minutes, and when you finish with your home, you can move in. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, baby girl, okay? You are a 35-year-old grown woman, okay? You keep talking about moving into his place. I hope you have the funds if this relationship does not withstand the test of time and he tells you to get out of his house, to get out of his townhouse, to get out of his place, that you have the means in which to do it. Baby girl, I keep hearing you moving into his house that he's building for his family before he met you. I hope you have the means to support yourself. Because if this turns sour, if this turns into I don't want to be with you no more because you don't want to take over for my mama, you don't want to be cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids, guess what? You, your computer, your monitor, and everything gonna be outside more than 40 minutes away. Okay, well, keep your gas car ready. Exactly. Exactly. And while we're talking about moving in, has anyone talked about marriage? I ain't heard a lick about marriage, Delphine Azul. I ain't heard a lick about marriage. She's talking about moving into his 3-bedroom townhome and then moving into his new house, which he is building, but is not built yet. The other thing, Miss Lady, you're 35. Did you check and make sure that he's actually building a house somewhere? Or is that just talk? Talk to get you to move in and now you're stuck. Hello? Have you gone to see the land that has been broken ground? Have you seen the contract for the new home build that he's talking about? Have you seen the realtor? Do you know if this piece of property even exists? Because I tell you what, it could all be talk. I'm sorry to tell you, it could all be talk. Oh yeah, I'm building a house. Where? Doing what? Eh, Where exactly is this house? Could we drive by sometime? I would love to see how it's going. And then what plans to build a house? So you're building this house. If we get married, am I going to be on the deed? Y'all, you see, this is why I love my people. You got money for build a home, no ring. Hey, we don't know how long they've been together. Or we do we? We don't know. We don't know how long they've been together. But yes, Sam, will she be on the deed for the upcoming house? If not, girl, have your runaway money ready. Have your runaway money ready. If this does not work out at all, you better have set aside the security and deposit for the apartment if he decides to turn out like one of the grooms on Married at First Sight that told the woman at midnight, get the hell on, get out of my place. Because it's wonderful to hear, come on and go with me, come on over to my place. But guess what? He can throw you out of his place. Ugh. It's like, come on and go with me. Get the heck out of my place. That song could turn on a dime and you will be left out there in the cold. Because I moved in with him because of a 40-minute drive. Now you got to drive around looking for some place to be. While he is building the house, she is being Barbara the builder on him. Yes. And Nancy the nanny. Okay. They've been trying together long enough for him to ask her to move in. But yeah, I would move into that house. But will we move in with that kind of responsibility? And why is he suggesting she has her own room? Why is he suggesting she has her own room and not move in with him? Get the kids adjusted to her being his girl, being his wife, where they would be sharing a room. I don't understand. It could be custom that she can't share a room with him before marriage. I totally get that. I understand. And if that was the case, if she put that in a letter, I would understand. It could be custom that they live there. His mama is the chaperone. And, ain't no funny business. Okay? You better rewrite the song. I'm sorry. Y'all know if y'all are around here on Fridays at 5 p.m., y'all know I love a good song. I love to dive into the lyrics. So again, I will be rearranging some of these lyrics, okay? Because she gonna be a nanny. She gonna be a nanny. She gonna be a nanny. Then why move in before marriage? I don't know, Delphine. Hey, Mimi, glad to see you. Glad to have you here. We're talking about this girl. She is 35, a woman. Sorry, a woman. She's 35 with her 44-year-old man who got a 3-bedroom townhouse. He got his kids half the time, okay? Daughter and a son, and his mama comes to help, okay? Now, when the kids are around, he is sharing a room with the son. Daughter got her own room. His mama got her own room. But with the girlfriend moving in, she gonna get her own room. She gonna get the mama room, and mama gonna move in with his 11-year-old daughter. Okay, so he and the son ain't moving or switching. Y'all realize that the ladies of the house are the ones who their lives are being rearranged, but he and the son gonna be staying cushy up in the primary bedroom. Their lives ain't changing. Their sleeping arrangement ain't changing. Very interesting to me. Very interesting to me. Okay. Okay. Very interesting that she having her own room, but the kids can't share a room. Okay. With bunk beds. I don't understand it. You have the kids for half the time. Alrighty then. Is your mama there half the time or does mama live there full time? I don't know. But y'all, please put your unsolicited advice down there for her. Because I'm saying the 40-minute, the 40 drive you have to go back and forth to see him is worth it for your peace of mind and your own space. Renew your lease. Because even if you move into that house, there's no guarantee the houses even exist. There's no guarantee the house is going to be finished. I mean, y'all come on now. There's no guarantee. I need you to go look for that house, see that house. Does he have the deed to that house? And then talk about marriage. Is your name going to be on that deed as his wife? Okay. But he could have you move in, help take care of the kids. His mama all of a sudden coming by less and less, and you being the responsibility. And ain't no house being built. You always hearing an excuse. Oh, there's not enough wood. There's not enough cement. There's not enough bricks. Or the roof going over next month. There's always a delay, delay, delay. We're waiting on the inspections. You know, that could always happen. Meanwhile, you stuck in the townhouse in a separate bedroom. I think he has a secret plan to get full custody of the kids, and he's trying to make sure he has extra help. Oh, Delphine, you went far. You went far. He trying to get custody from the ex-wife. Or the girlfriend. We don't know if it's his ex-wife. She didn't tell us. It seems there's a lot you don't know, young lady. And I would make that 40-minute drive and just visit. Y'all know I love Predator. And Predators, the movie with Adrian Brody, where he, falling out in the sky with the parachute. They have a scene in there. It's a trap. It's a trap. So yes, it's a trap. It's a trap, girl. It's a trap. So y'all, please make sure you have hit that like on the video. And if you're catching on replay, let her know what your unsolicited advice is. So let's go to the third one. Okay, let's get to the next one. It's a little bit shorter, but it's not without spice. How do I, a 24-year-old male, tell my girlfriend, a 27-year-old female, that her body type makes certain positions uncomfortable? Yeah, we going there, y'all. My girlfriend is a bigger woman who I absolutely adore. She's the kindest, most beautiful woman I have ever met, and her weight has never once bothered me or impacted our relationship until recently. She decided she wanted to try having intercourse on top for a change, and I was fully on board. The only problem is, once she gets going, she has a really bad habit of sitting slash bouncing on my peas and carrots. I have tried repositioning, okay? But her derriere is just too big to avoid. How do I politely bring this up to her without making it about her weight? She's always been sensitive about her appearance despite not being terribly overweight, and my constant reassurance that she's the most beautiful woman in my world. Thank you for your help in advance. So basically, she's squishing the peas when she sitting on the carrot. Okay, she's squishing his peas while she is sitting on the carrot. And he's like, "How do I tell her politely? I'm trying to reposition it, so again, please stop saying peas and carrots, because now I can't stop thinking of Forrest Gump saying him and Jenny are like peas and carrots." What would you like me to say instead, Ari? Give me a suggestion. Instead of telling me just stop, give me a suggestion. She should be self-aware. Everyone should know their limits, but he's just going to have to tell her. How are you self-aware, Delphine? Sometimes when someone is riding a particular stallion, sometimes they are so lost in the journey that they ain't even realizing that this stallion has is a little uncomfortable. Okay, I need to be able to differentiate it, Ari. The goods and the goodies, that ain't gonna help. That ain't gonna help. I need something else. Okay, I need two things that go together. Okay, I need two things that go together, so you know exactly what part I'm talking about. Okay. No, Elson, you got to know your limits. I know you got to know your limits. You got to know his limits. You got to do check-ins. How are you down there? Are you okay? This all right? Tap my leg 2 times. What if you're not feeling good? Okay, let's go. How do these people be doing the nasty without being able to be honest? Just tell her, for crying out loud. Just tell her. Exactly. Exactly. Just tell her. Or just grimps. Oh, she should be able to hear that. Just be honest. I can't do this anymore, babe. Let's try another position that works for the both of us. Thank you, Mimi. You're giving him the whole speech. You ain't got nothing to say about her weight, nothing like that. Just said the position ain't doing it for you. Okay? Not at all. Ari said, I need to start saying baseball bat and baseballs to match. Okay, okay. So basically, she's squashing his baseballs, okay, while she's riding the bat. Is that better? Is that better, Ari? Okay. Aim to please. He's going to have to tell her either that or deal with it. Either that or deal with it. He going to have to tell her. He has to. Or end up, getting your baseballs all squished up. I mean, and that's going to deflate your baseball bat. No way around it, sir. You just have to tell her. And you can tell her without saying about weight. Must have big baseballs. Must have big baseballs. Yes. For it to be squished. For her to still be sitting on it. Sir, also let me put it this way, sir, and you may need to talk to the fellas. I'm glad you're happy, Ari. Let me talk to you, sir. The other way for her not to be squishing it, you got to spread your legs so they can, hang further back. Okay, so it's not your thighs aren't a place setting for her to squish it onto. Okay, do you get that? You got to expand your wingspan. Okay, that way they can drop between, and she ain't got to be squishing them in that manner. Just try that. Okay, just try that. He can do the doggy because otherwise he would have to deal with it. Well, if he is as blessed as we are saying, then it may be swinging around like the fuzzy dice, and it may hit her, in the stomach when he's swinging around. It's not you, babe. It's me. Let's switch up positions. And I'm guessing, sir, that you can't just handle her and flip on your own. Okay, that's what it sounded like. Like you can't just, do the authentic just flip over. Okay, you can't do the smack it, flip it, rub it up. You can't do that. It's giving me that it's a lot too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Okay, that's what it's giving me. More baseballs than bat. It's giving that. It's giving that. It's giving that. Because if she could squish him, then that means there's a lot there to squish. Okay? So it's you, sir, and your ball bearings. That's the issue. So maybe try first expand your, and let it drop a little bit to see if it's not being squished against there. Okay. Maybe, put your knees up a little bit so it has more room. Maybe try something. Don't just lay there and take punishment. Okay. And you can certainly tell her, hey, could we try change up? Because I'm not liking this kind of cowgirl. Okay. Okay. I'm not liking this. A little spin, yes, a little spin, a little flip over. He's not giving me that he could just grab and flip. He can't. Okay, that's what he's giving me. That he is quietly suffering. He's quietly suffering and getting squished in the process. And we don't need that. We need everybody involved to have a good time. Right? He talking about old girl's wagon, and he can't handle the wagon, so he must be, a miniature horse. Okay. That bat is short, and she's trying to get as much as she can. That's why that's why the baseballs are getting squished. Yes, Shades Royal. Yes, that is what we're saying. But you had to let it out. See, this is what happened when it's 10 p.m. in London, and you probably had your glass of wine, or it's just late, and you're like, let me just say it as it is. It's late. I'm about to go to bed. I don't care to be all nice and all this politically correct that y'all done saying. No, the bat is too short. That's why she got to ride. That's why she got to ride so much, because she's trying to get there, get a feeling. Because the bat too short. Okay. Sir, you better tell her. You got to tell her. All this laugh and fun and games is all well and said, but guess what? How are you, as someone said in chat, how are you able to sleep with her and you can't talk to her? Let her know you are suffering. Okay? You are suffering. Hey, Zeri, I pronounced the X as a Z. Please tell me if it's correct, and welcome in. I haven't seen you here before, unless your name is different in YouTube. But he needs to tell her, keep adjusting or change the pose. Yes, change the position and keep adjusting. He said he's trying to adjust, but I'm trying to figure out how can I then reach around. And I'm a plus size girl, okay? So how can I reach around and get to around? And how is where is he reaching from? Because it can't be over. It got to be under. How is he able to maneuver to adjust? I'm trying to figure out how he adjusted. He can't reach. I doubt he can reach. Okay? I doubt he can reach. Batter up, child. Batter up. Please don't be a long time sufferer. Yes, we do not want to see this, saying it is like 2, 3, 4, 5 years and we still ain't got nothing together. But communication is super important. That it is. Thank you, Zeri 100. Communication is super important. And as we said, you have to say nothing about her weight. You could just say it is not as enjoyable as, you are glad that she's having a good time. You are glad that she, made it to the promised land. Okay. You are glad that she was enjoying it, but it was not a position that you would prefer to enjoy with her. It's just not as enjoyable for you. Okay. See how she does with that. And if she asks why, I said, hey, I'm not used to this position. I'm not used to being, I'm used to being the cowboy, not the stallion. Okay. Say, I'm not used to wearing the saddle. Okay. You could say all of that without saying it's the rider's fault. Okay. We have a lot of ways and a lot of vocabulary we could use without saying it's the rider or the size of the rider. Just say, hey, this is not your ministry to be, to be there. Okay. Oh, Anna Francesca. Okay, Anna. Sometimes my name appears. Yes, YouTube is doing that handle thing by letting us see the whole handle, because some people are changing their actual names, even though they're the same handle, and going around to different chats. So YouTube is doing this thing now where we will see the whole handle so we know exactly who the person is. But hey, Anna, Glad to see you. I wonder why the A and the X were how it was linked and interconnected. I bet he just wants to throw her off after all that boot. Is that booty? Okay. Hey PW, glad to see you. Glad to have you here. I know you be listening and be on the replay. Okay. So, sir, stop letting your baseballs be squished by her. You have to adjust. You have to talk to her. Let her know, hey, while you are trying to, enjoy the baseball bat, that you're squishing the baseballs and you have tried to adjust. And let's try this out different ways, but just that is not enjoyable. That's it. And you want to continue, but you don't want to continue in this position. Maybe this position is only on her birthday. Maybe only on special occasions. Okay? We could say that. But right now it's not enjoyable, so let's not do it again. So please put your unsolicited advice for him in the comments below because he is suffering. We don't want him, as Ari said, to be long suffering. And we don't know how long because it seems like a very short bat. So we hoping the suffering is as short as the bat appears to be. Okay. So let's go to the last one. Let's go to the last piece of unsolicited advice that we have. Oh my word. Why is this coming up like this? Okay. Okay. My husband, a 52-year-old male, accuses me of not wanting to sleep with him. Okay. She is a 45-year-old female. He is a 52-year-old male. Y'all got that? My husband, a 52-year-old male, accuses me, a 45-year-old female, of not wanting to sleep with him. My husband, a 52-year-old male, and I, a 45-year-old female, have been happily married for 20 years and get along fabulously. However, the only sticking point in our marriage is the frequency of intercourse. She said sticking point, y'all. That is not me. I'm reading her words. Okay. We both work very long hours. I work 12-hour days, 4 days a week, and usually have one day off in the middle of the week. He's a physician and works pretty long hours too, including most weekends. The only time he gets touchy feely with me is when he wants to have intercourse. Otherwise, it's a kiss and a hug here or there, and over the years, that's what I have come to expect. Early in our marriage, we had more physical touching, and I really loved that, which made me more attracted to the thought of sleeping with him. This evening, I was being playful and flirty before we went to town to run errands. When we got back, he gave me a hug, and I hugged him back. But because I wasn't being flirty or a little bit, smexy with him, he accused me of not wanting him and only flirting with him earlier because I knew we couldn't sleep together right away. By the way, he was not flirty with me when he hugged me, rather wanted me to initiate and get things going with him. The accusation really hurt my feelings. Okay? Our intimacy frequency is at least once a week. I know, gasp for some of you. But here's the deal. Due to the extreme long work hours, lack of hormones, okay? I'm completely menopausal. I cannot tell you the exhaustion I feel combined with a lack of physical touch. I've told him about this and he thinks making me breakfast when we do have a day together and giving me hugs should suffice. Also, when we are intimate, it lasts about 4 to 5 minutes at best. And I do all the work. I do take hormones and supplements to help me. So why is it me the problem? I got upset last night and told him to stop pointing fingers. Does anyone have any advice? Okay. Okay. Delphine says, "Oh wow. Oh wow." That's all you have to say? You took a sip of the wine and that's all you have to say is, "Oh wow?" Chase Royal came in on the 4 to 5 minutes. At this point, he ain't listening. Go see a therapist, a sexual therapist or otherwise, because this won't last much longer. Where are my pearls? You clutching them pearls, Delphine? She laid it out for us. They've been married for 20 years. Okay. So she was 25 when they got married. Now she's 45. Okay. Remember, he's 52 now. Okay. I mean, there ain't much of an age gap, but he's a doctor. She also worked 12-hour days, 4 days a week. Okay. But there's something off with that. She works 12-hour days, 4 days a week. I guess one of the days off is in the middle of the week. Okay. You better have a weekend day off and in the middle. But she's like, he getting touchy and feely means he wants to be intimate. I think in this instance, he wants to feel wanted. He wants to feel wanted. It's probably as she's implying that he's always initiating and she isn't. I think he wants to feel wanted. He wants her to initiate when the time is right for her. Okay. Men need to understand that physical attraction and intercourse is not something that you could turn on and off whenever you want. They should understand that, Anna. They should understand that. But, there's some of us ladies that it does switch on and off for us. And we expect them to perform. Yeah. Hey, Katie, send this to the last guy. Telling me he should be happy his girl wants to ride. Some men are down bad for it. Katie's like, let him talk to the last guy. Let him know at least you're getting some kind of action. Like, this could be you 20 years from now, homie. This could be you in a few years, homie. You better keep on being her pony. After 20 years, it will be no issue for me to tell him he's being selfish and to break down what he doesn't seem to understand. Y'all, though, I'm hearing his side of it, that he's always initiating. She's not. So what she said is, he's like, hey, he wanted me to initiate and get things going with him. That's what it sounded like to me, though. The good doctor is saying, okay, you don't want to have it as much as I do. Once a week. Gasp. Once a week for 5 minutes. So he's saying, if I'm only 5 minutes strong, okay? If I'm only 5 minutes at best, and she doing all the work, she don't want to do the work for once a week for 4 to 5 minutes. He gonna rev up the engine, but she gonna have to drive. But we only going 4 to 5 minutes down the street. I guess for her, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Again, once a week, he initiate, she got to do all the work, and 4 to 5 minutes. I mean, Bernie Mac told y'all it's only 50 push-ups. What do y'all want from this man? It's only 50 push-ups. It's only 50 push-ups. What do y'all want from him? The good doctor is out here saving the world. Okay? The good doctor is out here saving the world. All he wants is 4 to 5 minutes, couple times a week. Okay? Couple of times a week. Okay? Okay? The good doctor is saying, I've been working out here. Elson, stop saying 4 to 5 minutes. My ears. Girl, she said 4 to 5 minutes at best. And she said, I do all the work. That's what she tell us. It's not me. It's not me. She telling us all the business. He touchy-feely, how many hours they working. He work long hours too. He be flirty in order to tell her, come on over to my place. Let's get this going. Let's get it on. He got the let's get it on. But he's saying she touchy and flirty right before we leave in the house. I mean, if he only had it once a week, you don't be that flirty with him before you leave the house. Because he's going to be excited. Oh, when we come back, it's on. It's on and popping for 4 to 5 minutes at best. Okay? But you revving up my engine right before we leave to run errands. Don't do that. Now, I got to make sure that my bat ain't standing at attention while we going out. and I'm got to reduce my expectations because I'm expecting a treat when we get home. Okay, okay, that's what I'm hearing on his side. And then when we get home, ain't nothing going, ain't nothing on and popping, ain't no buttons popping, ain't no popping, nothing popping. So I'm disappointed. It's like, wait a minute, you done gave me, a hint that something gonna go on when we come back home and nothing going on. What's going on? What's going on? He needs to rev her engine because he ain't even attempting to do it. All he's doing is wham, bam, thank you. He ain't even doing that, Ari. She said 4 to 5 minutes at best, and she do all the work. She do all the work. He's starting the engine, and she got to drive. She does not seem interested. She is not Anna Francesca. She's not interested. But as she said, it could be hormonal, but she said she's taking. Remember, she is in full menopause, and she could be hormonal, but she's taking hormones and supplements. So why is it a me problem? It's also a you problem because again, you ain't. It don't seem like the hormones are working. Do you want the man? Do you want him? Because if you still want him, then yes, your hormones are working however it's supposed to work. But it sounds like you don't want him. When they're driving a car, she should whisper in his ear, "I'm not wearing any panties, Marcus." Marcus, darling. That's Lady Eloise in Boomerang. Yes, Marcus. Lady Eloise, how are you? Marcus. Remember, she put herself cheek with Eddie Murphy. Oh, hey, Lady Eloise, why would you tell me that? Perfect, Delphine. And if she told him that, he would be driving right back to the house to get his 4 to 5 minutes. Okay? He want his 4 to 5 minutes for her to do all the work. I understand that, young lady. I understand. Y'all been married for 20 years. You've known this man since you were 20 years old. Y'all got married. You 45. It is 20 years of marriage. Yep. If she's menopausal, it's now a chore for her. He needs to work on getting her in the mood. He's a doctor. He better know anatomy. He better know anatomy. And he clearly is not revving up his wife's anatomy. There you go with the 4 to 5 minutes again. And to me, it's the fact that it's 4 to 5 minutes, okay, is also the problem of frequency. It's once a week. It is 2 commercial breaks on your favorite show. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dub. It is 2 commercial breaks. The average commercial break is 2 minutes and maybe 2 minutes 30 seconds. That's the average commercial break. So I'm getting 2 commercial breaks once a week. That ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna feed the soul. And then you got to do all the work. It's like, come on over to my place. It's like somebody inviting you to their house for dinner, but you gotta cook. Wait, where did he do that at? It's like he's inviting you to his house for dinner. But then when you get there, you got to do the work. You got to cook. No, I'm sorry. I was invited. If you tell me come hither, you better be putting in the work. But again, once a week, I got to get 2 commercial breaks once a week. Oh, wow. He's probably grumpy with his patients because he's deprived. Now, if we have a lawsuit of medical negligence, now we got to blame the wife. Now the lawyer going to say, "Sir, how is your home life?" Now we got to interview the wife. Is he regularly getting some? Because we need to know if the doctor's mental state is relaxed. Now you're blaming the wife. Tell me. I mean, 4 to 5 minutes and I'm doing all the work does not seem worth the hassle of me. Sir, you need to do better. Yes, you need to do better. And he may be thinking he's doing better. He may be thinking like, hey, I'm a doctor. I'm trying to figure out. He's a doctor. Okay. Why is she working 12-hour days, 4 days a week? Why are we working that much? Why? Why? 12-hour days, 4 days a week. That's more than 40 hours. That's more than a regular 9 to 5. Why are we working more than 40 hours a week? I'm trying to figure out. He's a whole doctor, okay? It's been 20 years of doctorhood. Even if he did not, of course, but he's a little bit older than her. Not that much older, y'all. He's a little bit older. He's only 7 years older than her. They could have met when he was doing residency. Why are we working 48 hours a week? And this man's a whole doctor. What are we doing? What are we doing? Doctors don't always make a lot, and many of them have a lot of loans to pay. They do. They do. But they supplement their income in other ways. I understand that, Katie. But where is he working as a doctor? What practice is he working? I know he's not doing private. If he's doing private practice, yeah, his money is tied up. If he's doing private practice, his money is tied up in his private practice. But if he's working at a hospital, if he splits himself up into multiple hospitals, here comes Shea Royal. She's doing all those hours at work, and then she got to do all the work in the bedroom. All this woman is doing is work, work, work. Everybody working this woman, and he working her nerves. That's the one thing she didn't want him to work her nerves. She working all those hours out there, and she working in the bedroom. Which one is the harder work, Shea Royal? The 48 hours out there, or the 4 to 5 minutes? Sorry, Delphine. Which one? 2 commercial breaks or the hours at work? Which one is work? Which one is more work? Which one is more work? Because it's been 20 years. And sir, you have to understand. Here's what he got to understand. She's 45 years old and she's going through menopause. She had to be going through perimenopause, late 30s, maybe even just her early 40s. This is a quick change for a young woman. This is a quick body change for a young woman. So she's probably having issues of, how do I even deal with this at my young age? But again, we have also young men in their 20s dealing with ED, and how they have to deal with it at their young age. So we need to have a conversation. Since he's a doctor, hopefully he's one of the doctors that can listen and understand. And y'all been married for 20 years. Why are you on this internet asking us for advice when you have a 20-year marriage under your belt? You should be able to talk to him. It shouldn't have gone this long, however long it's gone on for. Because all you said is early on in our marriage, or lately, the sticking point, we don't know how long this sticking point ain't been pointing in your direction. Katie said the time, the minutes is not hard at all. I think that's the problem. He ain't performing. He wants some, but he want her to work some. He wanted, but he want her to do all the work. All she doing is working. I ain't heard anything about children either. That's the other thing. I didn't hear anything about children. I heard 48-hour work week. Get it in once a week for the few minutes. And I heard nothing about children. I can't imagine if she had children in the mix. But he accuses her of not wanting him. Okay, I don't want you. At least I don't want to have to work. So no, I don't want to have to work. You, yeah, but not having to work on you. So y'all please put your unsolicited advice down below for her. All I'm saying is have a conversation. This is your husband. Your husband's also a doctor. You should be able to talk to him about how your body is changing. And if you can't talk to him You better buckle up, or buckle up to drive off, or buckle up to stay in the vehicle, because it's already 20 years. Are you comfortable with this? Because if you talk to him and things ain't changed, you might want to make that change happen, which may be, walking away. I think there could be a physical attraction issue if he isn't intimate other than when he wants some. Well, the thing is, he also told her in this that he wanted her to initiate. He was giving her cues for her to initiate, and she wasn't. And so now he feels unwanted as well. I could see that with what she's saying. In that instance, I could see that happening, that he feels unwanted because he's giving her like, hey, 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 giving her a little nudge. Hey, I'd like you to initiate. But she's like, why would I initiate when I have to work? He initiated for her to work. And I would tell him, if I initiate, you got to work. We're going to flip the script. We're going to flip it like the last couple. We're going to flip it all the way over. Okay? All the way over, we're going to flip it. If I initiate, you got to do all the work. I ain't doing not a daggone thing other than a good background singer, some oohs and ahs. We're going to flip this entire thing on its head. Okay? Literally. All I'm going to do is be a good backup singer with the oohs and ahs, the shooby doos and the ooh ahs. That's it. What is your unsolicited advice for her? Please leave it in the comments below. Make sure you have liked the video. And that was our most spicy one for today. But members, I have two doozies for you tomorrow. Members, I have your signs for tomorrow. Members, I have your bachelor and bachelorette videos for us to choose, dump, or date. I think we're going to have a good old time with both of these individuals. And if you missed it, I gave you all a little sample of the sign. This is the sign. Okay, this is the sign that came up today that I said, let me share this with the general public. It's a Riverside Baptist Church that says, spend your Sunday here and the rest of the week beating off the devil with both hands. Okay? Okay? With both hands. It seems like this good doctor may have to use his two good hands for most of the week. They just need to have a conversation about what they want for each other, because it sounds like they are unmet needs on both sides. Yes, definitely. Definitely Shades Royal. There is definitely, needs that are not being met on both of their sides. But y'all, thank y'all so much for being here for this unsolicited advice. I appreciate you, members. I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody, I will see you Tuesday at 5 p.m. EST for the Ready to Love breakdown. And I saw some things that I didn't hear the first time. And definitely then we have Friday. But don't forget, Tuesday is All's Fair, the new episode. So I will have a video for that coming out as well. But also tomorrow at 3 a.m., Netflix is going to drop Love is Blind Italy. And if you didn't have a chance, Trey and I did an almost 4-hour live covering all the international versions of Love is Blind. I still got to do those timestamps though. But Italy, Love is Blind Italy starts tomorrow. We don't have no photos. We ain't got nothing except the schedule, members. So those recaps I will certainly put out throughout the week. Please give me some grace. And then we will have a live on Saturday at 5 p.m. EST to talk about the week's episodes of Love is Blind Italy. And if you, are, feel strongly about it, it will also be a call-in. Okay. Yes, Sam. We're totally looking forward to Love is Blind Italy. It's their first season. And based on the number of episodes and how the episodes are going to drop, it's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. Okay. Based on how the episodes are going to drop, it's going to be messy. And I'm talking about Denver type of messy. Okay. But yes, thank you all so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. And as I always say, I'll see you on the next one.